Now, the BOE expanded its bond buying after UK bonds sold off again yesterday, led by inflation-linked notes. The Chancellor, Kwasi Kwarteng, meanwhile, is set to present revised fiscal plans on October 31st. His second attempt follows a package of unfunded tax giveaways that sent markets into a tailspin last month. Now, joining us now is Dan Hanson, Bloomberg Economics senior UK economist. Dan, great to speak to you. When you look at what the Bank of England has been trying to do, so this is the third time that they've intervened or winded the scope of what they can do, how much more will they do to stabilize gilts?
Yeah, well, morning, Fran. I think that's a really interesting question because we've got this October the 14th deadline, the Friday this week. And I think the bank's in a real bind because it keeps intervening and it's being very reactionary at the moment. And I think what markets are looking for is a little bit more certainty and a little bit more certainty beyond this October the 14th deadline. And I think, you know, if you're looking at it, it seems more likely than not there's going to be at least some sort of commitment from the bank to say, look, we're going to be here if we get another flare-up. And I think probably at the more extreme end is that they sort of back up and say, look, we're just going to stay in the market for longer. And as you mentioned there, give Kwasi Kwarteng time to set out his fiscal plan, which we know we're getting on October the 31st now.
But Dan, if you think they need to persist with the backstop, right, for another 2 weeks, maybe, you know, dovetailing into that November 3rd meeting, which is also the point that Van Ram is making on the blog today, then why do they not do it now? I feel like it's trickle, 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 or third time intervening, and the markets are just testing that.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think there's a really good question there about why they haven't decided to say, look, we're just going to stick this all the way out to the end of October. And I haven't got a good answer for why they aren't doing it, because it's very clear that the market is very jittery. There's a lot of uncertainty there. And I think, you know, they're just going to have to do something to bridge this gap. And fundamentally, it is a part about bridging the gap. Ultimately, this whole question about credibility and this broader question is on the government and it's on fiscal policy. So the bank has a role in this, but ultimately it's not going to be the answer. The answer lies with fiscal policy.